We're back in Pittsburgh at Three River Stadium. The Giants on a pass from Hoss to Cross for 12 yards take a 7-0 lead, and Barr will kick off for the Giants.
Nice, Al. Our poet on the left.
Yeah, some poet.
He's a poet and don't know it.
That's right. Poet of Ding Dong School. Woodson at the 5-yard line. And he's run out by Guyton up at the 25-yard line. Steelers will take over there. Good long drive for the Giants. 75 yards in 10 plays to take the lead.
IBM presents You Make the Call. Mike Kofer of the 49ers kicks off to the Steelers, who choose not to return it. The bouncing ball is eventually picked up at the 5 by Mike Wilson of the 49ers, who carries it into the end zone. Now you make the call. Whose ball is it and where?
To celebrate the 10th anniversary of the IBM PC, you've got to know the ropes, because it deserves a big production. So you set the stage with rebates on a star-studded cast of PS2s. Go head over heels with a choice of amazing software. Then bring down the house with prices that really take the cake. It's the only way to thank everyone who played a part. Join the celebration. Call for an IBM dealer nearest you.
What call did you make? A kickoff is considered a loose ball, which can be recovered but not advanced by the kicking team. 49ers ball at the 5.
The experience of buying a $60,000 car is, to say the least, different. You get to walk around a showroom without looking over your shoulder. Nobody makes you have a conversation you really don't want to have. And you're given all the time you need to make your decision. It's a pretty nice way to shop for an automobile. And it feels even better when the car you're looking at costs around $12,000.
Tennessee sends its volunteer army into Alabama for an SEC showdown with the Crimson Tide Saturday on ABC's College Football.
Mean Joe Green going over some things with Gerald Williams.
He could be mean, too, couldn't he, Dan? Whoa. I mean, you talk about a coach that when he talks to you, you stand up straight and listen. Nobody falls asleep in his meeting.
Here are the Steelers down 7-0 late in the first quarter. First and 10 at their own 26-yard line. Brister the fake, then throws. It's a high throw, and it's dropped by Mike Mularkey, covered by Collins. Second and 10 with 3:43 to go in the first quarter.
Well, there's Marshall dropping off and forcing Brister to throw that in kind of a lob fashion, and it was a good play by Marshall. He would have come up to make the move on Brister. Brister would have had an easy completion.
Funny, Marshall last year was not used as much as he would have preferred. Now he is the definite main man as far as the Giants' front three is concerned. In there all night long. Second and 10 at the 26-yard line. Brister dumps it off from Merrill Hodge, who has some room to roam. Up to the 33-yard line. He is stopped there by Pepper Johnson, and that's going to set up 3rd and 3.
You know, a good matchup all night tonight will be John Jackson, the left tackle of the Pittsburgh Steelers, number 65, who will alternate between Leonard Marshall and Lawrence Taylor. This time it's Taylor. His responsibility is to cut him because it's a screen to get his hands down, and that was just a textbook look at how to do it from a tackle standpoint. Get into your guy, lift him up off the ground, and LT got a little bit of a ride there from John Jackson.
3rd and 3 up at the 33. Steelers are still looking for their first down. Brister, and they are still looking for their first down. Very poor pass. Banks was there in the area to cover, and Chuck Noll was saying last night our big problem this year has been 3rd down conversions, and they begin tonight's game 0 for 3 on 3rd down.
The crowd was booing there because LT came around the corner and came in from behind and got Bubby Brister. He collapses Jackson that time, and actually LT hits him and bounces off, and then Meisner comes in and really is the guy that knocks Brister to the ground. LT, well, I think was very sportsmanlike there in hitting Brister, but then not taking him down.
Dan Straczynski getting a workout in this first quarter. His third punt is not a good one and does not take a good Pittsburgh bounce as the first one did. It will be downed at the 41-yard line by Rob McGovern, and so the Giants will take over there up 7-0.
I tell you, Lawrence really made this happen. A good coverage downfield, and a lot of people say he's slowing up. Well, you have to slow up when you're 32 a little bit, but he's still playing so much better than you're going to find around the league, and he does ease off, as Dan said. Myers, we got a call for roughness last week.
How did he not get one there?
He came close to drawing another flag right there, and there's LT. He still has the speed and the quickness, but he's not playing hurt this year from the waist down. And that's the difference why he's playing so good.
After a 24-yard punt, first down Giants at the 43. Hampton for a gain of 9, taking it to the Steeler 48-yard line where Little and Everett corral him. Second down and short. Looking down from the Goodyear blimp into Three Rivers Stadium. And we will be in Buffalo. Rich Stadium is the site next week. Jim Kelly was knocked for a loop yesterday, but still Kelly and Frank Reich and Thomas and Kenneth Davis and the rest 42-6 over Indianapolis. They'll take on Cincinnati next week on Monday Night Football.
You're going to bet on who might be back after getting knocked for a loop. You're going to bet on Kelly, right?
If the game was tonight, I'd bet on Kelly. 2nd and 2. Hampton picks up the first down. The Giants with a 1st and 10 at the Steeler 45.
Next promo, you'll talk about Cincinnati.
You're up there.
Well, they are due. They are very due.
They are real due.
I did the college promo, so guys, you go right ahead. They are due, and it must be so frustrating for Boomer and Sam. They had a good lead yesterday, as they've had a couple times this season. It's just an horrendous year for them thus far.
First down New York at the 45. Hostetler has this one tipped high in the air and incomplete. Brian Hinkle, the 10th-year linebacker out of Oregon, was the guy who got his hands up and batted the ball.
That might set the distance record for the longest I've ever seen a batted ball go.
It hit a helmet, or was it batted? I mean, it had to hit something other than a hand.
I mean, it had to. I mean, that ball went beyond the free safety.
Take a look again. Hostetler trying to get it about a 15-yard. There it is, right off the helmet of Hinkle.
No wonder it went that far.
Eric Moore has Hinkle strung out. Hinkle gives it a leap and right off his helmet.
That ball went about 30-some yards in the air after it went off Hinkle's helmet.
Last time I saw a guy hit a ball that far, his name was Maradona.
Or John Daly.
Yeah. Here's Hampton taking it to the 43-yard line. Hardy Nickerson makes the tackle. Third down.
My guy hit the ball farther than your guy.
A little bit. A minute to go in the first quarter.
A big series, a big down rather, coming up here for Pittsburgh.
And little man's been so effective already on third down. Meggett checks in. This time, instead of out of the backfield, they'll have the single back. That, of course, is Hampton, and Meggett split to the top of your screen.
Third down and 8 at the 43-yard line. Ingram in motion. They have to get to the 35, and they do on a pass to Ed McCaffrey, the rookie out of Stanford, stopped by Delton Hall. That's a pickup of 13.
Delton Hall came in. Delton Hall is a Terminator type of defensive back. He doesn't believe in wrapping people up. He's going to put a shoulder on you. Watch number 35. No attempt to wrap up. I mean, he's just coming in to hurt and stun a guy. And and more often than not, when he puts it to them, they go down.
Sort of a linebacker playing on the corner.
He will stroke it.
That's the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Giants, and we'll return to Pittsburgh after this message and a word from our ABC station.
It's happening. Some people are climbing out of their imports and getting into the 1992 Buick Regal sedan. Why? One simple, overwhelming consideration. Quality. Buick quality. It's something you might want to get into yourself. Regal from Buick. the new symbol for quality in America and beyond.
Some things are so reliable, they seem invisible. For 9 years, Canon has been America's #1 copier. And if you haven't noticed, that's exactly how it should be. For copiers of uncompromising quality, the choice is Canon.
Imagine a rent-a-car company that offers special delivery right to your door. That's Enterprise.
Here, let me help you.
Enterprise, a special rent-a-car company that gives you special delivery.
America's watching ABC.
The Mid-South's only Toyota factory authorized body shop, Airport Toyota, Mill Branch and I-240.
Back in Pittsburgh, start the second quarter. Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf. Giants on top 7-0 and moving again. The Giants at the Steelers' 30-yard line, 1st and 10. This time it is Hampton. Rodney picks up 3. He takes it to the 27-yard line. David Little makes the stop. The Giants dominant in the first quarter, and these numbers reflect that.
Well, when you don't have a first down, you're getting manhandled, and that's, of course, the case for the Steelers. The Giants have been effective offensively, and defensively they have just totally throttled the Steelers.
Rodney Hampton will get a little breather, and when they give him a breather, they've gone to a combination of Hampton and Lewis Tillman, number 34, a slashing type of runner, not a nifty runner like Hampton, but he will give you a slash and a cut, looking for someone to tackle him.
2nd and 7. Hostetler pump fake. And finally dropped by Brian Hinkle from behind as the secondary did its job beautifully. Hostetler looking over the middle to his left, back over the middle, and finally dumped just about at the line of scrimmage.
One of the best in the business did it, and that is Rod Woodson over at the right corner. They were set to go deep to Turner all the way. They thought they could get Turner to come up and bite on it. Woodson covered him perfectly. Hostetler had nowhere to go.
ABC's Monday Night Football being brought to you by Buick and your Buick dealers. Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. And by Budweiser, the king of beers with a clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. 3rd down and 8. Hostetler from the shotgun. Jeff trying to get into the 20 to convert. Pressured by Willis, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Meggett, who was well covered at the 20-yard line. Gerald Williams was there.
I'll tell you, Hostetler gave Meggett a chance for the reception and the first down as he rifled that into Meggett.
And Hostetler and Gerald Williams go at it. Williams earlier going at it with Bart Oates.
And Williams really a guy who has a reputation of being somewhat of a pacifist, if you can say that about a guy who plays nose tackle. But Joe Green at times says, hey, I wish this guy was a little more ornery. I wish he'd get fired up. Well, he certainly is that tonight, jawing at everybody.
45-yard field goal attempt by Barr. And Barr, who began his career here with Pittsburgh in '79, is perfect. And that puts the Giants on top 10-0 with 13:41 remaining in the first half in Pittsburgh.
Once again, Buick is raising the banner for quality in America. Introducing the 1992 LeSabre with a higher level of power, safety, security, and convenience. This new LeSabre is going to be one tough act to follow. LeSabre for 1992 from Buick.
I've got a secret. One of these is full of real live birds. The other's a Hitachi Ultravision TV. And thanks to Ultravision's ultra clear, ultra sharp, ultra bright picture, you probably can't tell which is which. Is the suspense killing you? Okay, I'll show you. Ultravision, only from Hitachi.
Hitachi.
Very active man. Gerald Williams, who's been very consistent, has done a fine job this season. He and Bart Oates having added orally as well as physically before, which is, well, that's a tough battle to win in terms of conversation since Oates is a lawyer.
And after the kick, we're going to show you why he had it out with this guy, Jeff Hostetler. Got a pretty good look at the almost collision they had on the far side of the field.
Here's Barr, who just booted that 45-yard field goal, sending the kickoff to the 9. Rod Woodson is tackled at the 19. There's a flag down. A marker down. That's Adrian White, who makes the tackle, and the penalty will go against Pittsburgh. A beautiful tackle, and the penalty will be against Chris Callaway, who was flagged on the punt return before as well.
Okay, take a look at it. There's Woodson in the middle of the screen, and boy, you're right. That's holding, tackling.
Holding during the return. Number 88 of the receivers, first down and 10.
You could have called that any number of things. It was from behind. That was against Callaway. Here it's going to be a good look at it. There's Callaway and White on the right side of the screen, and a tremendous play by Adrian White, considering that he was in the process of being tackled at the same time.
Adrian White, of course, coming back from knee surgery this year, and he's come back really strong. And he's playing some in the nickel and dime, but he has been spectacular on special teams.
He must have been sitting next to Renee Thompson in the meeting, rubbed off.
First down Steelers at their own 10. They're down 10-0. And Brister not looking sharp at all. Off the fake. Going deep has Dwight Stone open. Hits him at the Giant 30, and he's tackled at the 23 by Perry Williams.
How far did that ball go in the air?
You're not going to believe it when we add it up. But again, super play action. The Giants brought it all the way. Perry Williams, he was just flat beat by the speed of Dwight Stone. It runs about a 4.25. Look at this. Perry Williams is 15 yards behind it. Well, he's just unleashed a bomb.
He's not used to defending 65-yard passes. Brister is standing on his 4-yard line, 5-yard line when he releases that thing.
You know, he lost him, Dan. And he looked around, finally found him, and then he had to throw that thing about 65 yards.
Well, it looked like they dropped it from the blimp.
From the 25 now. That's exactly what the Steelers needed, and they set up a screen, and it's intercepted by Collins. Exactly what they didn't need. And Collins looking for blocking. Flags are down. Gets it all the way back to the 39-yard line.
Boy, and here come the boos.
Flags were after the interception.
Now, he just picked it up.
Well, Gary Reasons hit Merrill Hodge, and that's why the ball was, I think that's why it ended up being intercepted. Hodge wasn't anywhere near where Brister thought he was going to be.
Well, I'll tell you, Mark Collins needs this. He has been having a tough year. He's had trouble in Chicago, a lot of trouble in Dallas, kind of down on.
Oh, that's interference all the way on Reasons.
That's not reviewable.
No, it's not reviewable, but that's why it was an interception.
First down from the 39, and this is batted and incomplete, and that's why I started to say a flag should be thrown. The official was reaching into his pocket and put it back in.
Okay. I thought he had thrown it.
Watch 55. Right there, he picks off Merrill Hodge. He's the guy that was he was the intended receiver, and Collins just stands there. Oh, that's as bad a non-call as you will ever see.
They showed that on the scoreboard. That's what the booing was all about.
Well, they have every reason to boo. That's not good at all.
Good for the Giants. Second down and 10 at the 39-yard line. They lead 10-0. 12:22 to go in the first half. Here's Hampton. Finds a crease. and exploits it for a first down all the way to the Steeler 46-yard line where Woodson forces him out.
You know, maybe only me, but funny watching Hampton. I thought about it before I watched him against the Steelers. He reminds me a whole lot of the way Franco Harris used to run. He turned up so many yards right in this very field, but he runs upright. He has very quick feet. Everything is instinctive. Picks the hole, enormous hole over the left side. Of course, that's where the big guys are, Elliott and Roberts. But really resembles Franco Harris.
Here's Hampton again. After that 15-yard gain, he tacks on about 15 more, and Larry Griffin makes the tackle. So the Steelers momentarily got right back into it, then the Giants took it back, and now the Giants are trying to, I don't want to say bury him early, but if they go up 17-0, the Steelers are in deep trouble.
Well, when you consider the only thing Pittsburgh has done tonight is the one long pass. I mean, other than that, they haven't hardly run a successful play all evening.
First and 10 at the 31. And this time, the tackle is made by Greg Lloyd as he stops Hampton in his tracks in the backfield for a loss of 2.
Greg Lloyd has had a wonderful season to this point. I mean, he's an outside linebacker from Fort Valley State. He has played as good as any outside linebacker in the NFL to this stage of the season.
Not all that big. They put him in a down position, and he is so quick. We saw him earlier just whip inside of Jumbo Elliott. We've seen him beat him on the outside now.
Second and 13, Ingram in motion. Hostetler slides to a halt at the 28-yard line. Parnell Lake will get credit for the tackle, and that will set up a 3rd and 7.
You know, when Hostetler scrambled like that, it reminded us, all the action happened. We're going to show you that confrontation between Hostetler and Gerald Williams the last time the Giants had the ball. It was a play exactly like that, where Hostetler scrambled out to the right side. And here's Kenny Wolf, our producer, bringing this up. Watch 98. Hostetler's already thrown the ball, and it appears that Williams went after Hostetler. And Jeff Hostetler wasn't happy about it at all. Comes back and confronts Williams with it.
3rd and call it 8 at the 29-yard line. Hostetler will have to get to the 21, and they can only get to the 22 and a half as Ingram makes the catch, and they're short of the first down. David Johnson makes the hit.
But it must feel, guys, to this Steeler defense like they have played the entire game to this point, and they almost have. And to limit New York to a field goal attempt at this point in time, a real victory for Pittsburgh, because the Giants are on the verge of just throttling the Steelers right out of here.
Here's Barr for a 40-yard attempt. Barr from 40 through 49 yards this season is 7 of 8, including one tonight from 45. Hostetler to hold it. And Barr's kick again is perfect.
You mentioned it before, Al Barr has got a ring from the Super Bowl when the Steelers beat the Rams back in 1979. Of course, he has one from a year ago also.
And he makes it 13-0 with 9:01 remaining in the first half in Pittsburgh.
So I'm doing my sound check.
Hello, hello, hello.
And I hear this woman's voice.
Crunch that last chord. I'll show you.
She grabbed the guitar.
And then she started rocking. No, I mean rocking.
You're pretty good. Not.
Someone that hot deserves something this cold. Suddenly, I remembered this was a bud spot.
I like your style.
It's happening. Some people are climbing out of their imports and getting into the 1992 Buick Regal sedan. Why? One simple, overwhelming consideration. Quality. Buick quality. It's something you might want to get into yourself. Regal from Buick. The new symbol for quality in America and beyond.
10 years. His hair is a little thinner.
I don't remember her looking so beautiful.
Not bad. For an ex-jock. Hello, stranger.
I'm hardly a stranger.
Well, you are late.
I know. You shouldn't have waited 10 years for this. Happy anniversary.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. Tell her you'd marry her all over again.
You sure can pick an appetizer.
Last year, they won their conference crown. This year, that's not enough. The Buffalo Bills battle Boomer Esiason and the Bengals next week on ABC's Monday Night Football.
The Giants have dominated the first 21 minutes of this game. 9:01 remaining, first half, 13-0 Giants. The Giants trying to improve their record to 4-3. Steelers coming in with a mark of 3-2. Barr kicking to Woodson. Rod at the 8. And Woodson brings it back out to the 34-yard line as Myron Guyton makes the stop. The Goodyear blimp, Spirit of Akron, providing that beautiful shot of Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. And a reminder, coming up Saturday, college football doubleheader day for us here on ABC, beginning at noon Eastern and 9 Pacific when Tennessee takes on Alabama. And then following that, regional action, Washington and California. Huge game out west. Cal in the top 10 for the first time since I think Pappy Waldorf was there. Illinois against Iowa, Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Baylor. Regional coverage Saturday.
Are you just dismissing the Joe Cap era?
Well, not dismissing it, but things are hot in Berkeley these days. Here is Hodge breaking one out to the 46-yard line, a first down. Stopped by Guyton.
Well, by far and away the best running play for the Steelers so far tonight. A nice hole over on the left side of the line. Just a nice, consistent drive is what the Steelers need. They wouldn't like it. They need it desperately, because here's their first half possessions to date. 3 punts and an interception. And only 1 first down in that whole outing.
Eric Green is in motion. He's been silent so far. Brister throws and then throws it away. Both Malarkey and Green were in the area, but so much pressure was put on. Bubby just unloaded out of bounds.
Giants are really keeping Green silent tonight. They play a 2-deep zone, which is often vulnerable to tight end working in the seams, and the Giants have been using underneath coverage with him off the line of scrimmage, and so far Eric Green has been very quiet. He came in as a leading receiver tonight for the Steelers. There he is, all 6'5", 285 pounds of him.
On 2nd and 10, this is Barry Foster. There's a flag down. He takes it into Giants territory, but the flag coming out of the umpire's pocket. And 99% of the time, that will be the call. Holding offense.
You can file it away when it comes flying out of his hands.
Holding, number 71 on the offense. 10 yards, still second down.
Tom Ricketts.
There's Ricketts, number 71 there, and he's got a bear hug on Leonard Marshall. Doesn't get that arm out of there in time, and it's wide open. The umpire sees it easily. Former #1 draft choice back in '89, a hometown guy here, played his college ball at Pitt. This crowd, though, is going to boo every time Bubby Brister throws the ball away or throws an incompletion. They're down on Bubby.
2nd and 20. Brister hit from behind as he throws, and is a very lucky man that Collins doesn't intercept after Brister gets decked by LT.
Yeah, LT working against Jackson again on the left side, and he's just going to take the circuitous route going all the way up and then coming in the back door. Brister holds on to the ball longer than you can be expected to without running the risk of being hit. You can see Lawrence Taylor, better than anybody in the league at swatting at the ball and the arm, and more often than not getting it.
That's Taylor's version of the tomahawk chop.
Oh, please. I could have gone all night without hearing about the tomahawk chop.
Not here.
No. 3rd down. and 20 at the 36-yard line. And it's dropped by Hodge. Well, in Pittsburgh, they're not too fond of the tomahawk chop, but their Pirates come home leading 3 games to 2. In fact, in Pittsburgh, they're not too fond of Fonda, if you get my drift.
There's Joe Walton, the offensive coordinator, and Chuck Noll having a little discussion and the ineffectiveness right now of the Steeler offense. And I think Chuck Noll is a little bit upset at that call. 3rd and long, and they threw underneath. Had that been a completion, it still would have been 4th down.
Maybe we'll just show the replay of that long pass to Stone again.
Here's the kick, and a fair catch by Meggett at the 26 off the foot of Dan Straczynski. And we have 7:16 remaining after a 38-yard punt. 7:16 left in the half. 13-0
Giants. Once again, Buick is raising the banner for quality in America. Introducing the 1992 LeSabre with a higher level of power, safety, security, and convenience. This new LeSabre is going to be one tough act to follow. LeSabre for 1992 from Buick.
What's up? The talking elephants our sales force left with yesterday?
Yeah, there's been a little problem. Do we have any that speak elephant? Now who's going to get them to all of our salesmen?
One company offers 1030 delivery to more places than anyone and treats them all with mammoth importance.
Presenting Hugo, the talking elephant.
Federal Express, our most important package, is yours.
When it comes to brake repair, some places give you a guesstimate. Midas gives you an estimate, in writing. A thorough inspection, then a price that's right. At Midas, we do brake work, not guesswork. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
The IBM Laser Printer 10 can print 700 pages without reloading. 3 times more than the leading laser printer. They just don't stack up. The new IBM laser printers put you pages ahead.
Saturday.
Come on, let's go.
Make a date with Madonna.
Shut up and kiss me.
It's the network television premiere.
Is that the best you can do?
Who's That Girl? Saturday.
Giants on top, and they have the ball. They lead 13-0 with 7:16 remaining in the first half in Pittsburgh. Giants dominating on both sides of the ball thus far. 2-1 edge in time of possession. This is Lewis Tillman getting his first carry of the night. David Little is in on the hit. Well, a big game for the Giants. I mean, Washington is 7-0. Dallas is 5-2. The Giants trying to go 4-3. They have a week off next week, and then Washington. So a very critical game for the Giants, just to stay really pretty much in contention in the NFC East.
The Steelers are down 13 points, but the Giants are still troubled with what's been bothering them. They've moved the ball well in the middle of the field. They get down. They have to settle for the field goal. They don't get the touchdown, and you get a Woodson run back or something, the Steelers are right back in the game.
Well, something miraculous will have to happen for Pittsburgh. I mean, don't they just have 1 first down at this point in time?
Whoa! And that was that long pass to Stone.
Right.
They have 2 now as Maurice Carthen gets hit up at the 31-yard line. They did pick up one other. Carthen is stopped by David Johnson. They got the other first down on that Hodge 12-yard run.
Ah, you're right.
And it could be a Steeler first half syndrome too. Last week against Indianapolis, they ultimately won, but they didn't play really dominating football until the second half. They were a different football team in the first half and the second half.
Well, this is a situation where a team's defense is being asked to do more than you might reasonably expect. And right now, the Steelers defensively look like they're going to have to turn it around if it can be done.
3rd and 5 up at the 31-yard line. Hostetler throws, and the catch is made by Ed McCaffrey, the Stanford rookie, enough for a first down up at the 37-yard line. Carnell Lake makes the hit, and the clock continues to run with 5:35 to go in the half.
A couple of first down receptions now for McCaffrey. We have had 4 coming in, a 3rd-round draft pick out of Stanford University, where Ray Hanley coached for a couple of, but they're actually 3 times, didn't they?
An assistant there. Hostetler from the 38-yard line gives to Hampton, and he gets banged down at the 40-yard line by Lloyd first, and then Gerald Williams.
But you see that hit by Lloyd? This is the type of thing that, if you've only ever witnessed professional football from your couch or from the stands, if you're ever down on the field close enough to see a collision like this between Hampton and Lloyd, watch from the left.
Or just hear it.
It's frightening. It is frightening. Watch it at regular speed. I mean, that's only big boys need apply for this kind of work. That's tall stuff.
Of course, it's frightening if it's your head in that helmet.
Yeah.
2nd and 8. Hampton picks up a hard-earned 2 yards. David Johnson comes up to make the stop. But they're at Carnell Lake.
You know, we talked earlier, guys, about Jeff Hostetler and his numbers of the last couple of weeks. What was it, 42 out of 52? I mean, all season long, even after the first couple of weeks, people were saying, well, maybe it's, you know, they should have gone with Phil Simms, or maybe it's time to make a move. You know, Jeff Hostetler has really played well all season long. Maybe a couple games he didn't play great, but he has played, in my estimation, winning football through the entire balance of the season to this point. Very, very accurate.
Agreed. 3rd and 5. Hostetler dancing and darting and looking for that first down, and that's winning football right there. First down at the 49 of Pittsburgh.
When you have the ability to run like Hostetler has, when you scramble around back there, you have 2 options: to go upfield, and if you get the chance, you do that. But if you don't, you know you can pull it down and run. Now, he had a potential receiver deep downfield, and right about here, he thought about it. Said, hey, I can make this on my own.
Well, you know, one of the other things he might have done there, too, did you see his lineman break in front of him? I'm not so sure Hostetler didn't sense that maybe some of his linemen had already crossed the line of scrimmage and realized he couldn't throw.
And you're factoring all of that in as everything happens in milliseconds.
It takes gray matter to make that happen.
First down, New York at midfield. 3 minutes to go in the half. 13-0 New York. Hampton to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, we talked about his numbers. Hostetler, 42 of 52, 560 plus yards. But with all of those yards that they put together in the last 2 games, he has only thrown for 2 touchdown passes in those 2 games. Hard to believe you can pass for almost 600 yards and only get a couple of touchdowns. But again, they have been getting deep into the opposition's territory and settling for 3.
First Giants quarterback to complete 3/4 of his passes over back-to-back games, and Hostetler throws, and that is Carthen making a fine catch at the 42-yard line, tackled there by Gerald Williams, and the Giants will probably just let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning and have a 3rd and 3 when play resumes.
Again, a little more of the rollout, the bootleg, but the Steelers right with him, and Hostetler showing a lot of strength in that right arm because he threw that totally with his arm.
So we have 2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Giants moving again, leading 13-0, and now it's time for a feature on what's new in the world of sports, science, and technology.
Sports and Science Converge, brought to you by AT&T, sponsor of the '92 U.S. Olympic team. What new development in golf club design is helping to reduce bad shots by enabling golfers to hit the ball straighter and farther? The answer in a moment.
Did you know that the most valuable patent ever issued went to a small business owner, Alexander Graham Bell? Since then, AT&T has stayed on the cutting edge of communications. For example, AT&T just invented a new 800 service for small businesses. It uses your existing line and costs only $6 a month. At AT&T, almost half our business comes from small business. When you succeed, we succeed. Call about our 800 offer.
The cavity-back wood's unique cutout design redistributes the weight of the club head, which reduces twisting, resulting in a straighter ball. In the manufacturer's testing as well as an independent test, the new wood outperformed nearly all other clubs tested in both distance and dispersion.
You've been up in the air for hours. Now you've got to make up the time. Aren't you glad Hertz has a faster, easier way to rent a car? #1 Club Gold. No paperwork, no stopping at counters, nothing to slow you down. You go straight to our Gold parking area, where your car is waiting, ready to go. is our fastest way to rent a car.
I'm gonna make it.
Call Hertz today for low daily rates on Lincolns with free unlimited mileage.
Hertz, we're America's wheels.
Reminder, Wednesday, beginning at 8 o'clock, 7 Central. That lineup, Dinosaurs, The Wonder Years, Doogie Howser, Sibs, Anything But Love, Good and Evil. The Wednesday, all-new, all-comedy Wednesday on ABC. It's been all comedy for those guys as you look at the Giant brass. They've enjoyed every minute of the first half. Wellington Narrow was the man on the left. 3rd down and 3, New York. 2 minutes to go in the half. They lead 13-0. Hostetler, this time he can't scramble for the first. Can only take it back to the 43. Stopped by Willis. And the Giants are forced to punt. A beautiful shot downtown Pittsburgh. That's the Golden Triangle at the confluence of the Allegheny, Monongahela, and Ohio rivers. Beautiful shot.
Not to mention where they all run together.
Yep.
Those are Super Bowl type numbers for the Giants in terms of time of possession.
Sean Landeta, who has been seldom used in the last 3 weeks. It's only his 3rd punt in the last 3 games. Giants are letting the clock run all the way down, and they'll take the penalty here because as far as they're concerned, all they wanted to do right now is take as much time off the clock as they could. You know, it's a funny thing too.
They almost got the offside too, Al.
Pittsburgh's almost making a statement here offensively by not taking the timeout.
It's 4th down.
Knowing the Giants have to punt, it's almost as if Noel is saying, hey, wait a second, we got to go back and regroup and get this offense recharged in the clubhouse.
And I'm not so sure that that's a poor decision when you look at where they're probably going to get the ball. Here's a poocher by Landeta that ends up inside the 20-yard line.
Fair caught by Woodson, who then starts to run with the ball, but it is spotted where he made the catch after a 24-yard poocher.
But again, against Indianapolis, the Steelers were a lethargic team in the first half. They came out and exploded in the second half. And I think maybe that's what Chuck Noll is thinking. But I know you're going to say, but this is not Indianapolis.
No, they're not.
I'm a company man, let's face it. Stick around, it's going to be fun.
Good, Frank.
Tennessee tackles Alabama Saturday on ABC's College Football.
It's a car born of intelligent engineering. It's 100,000 ideas fused into one. It's responsive, innovative, refined. It's a driver's side airbag and anti-lock brakes. Introducing the all-new 88 Royale LS. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Norelco doesn't just shave you close, but incredibly close. Or merely shave you in comfort, but in exceptional comfort. Because the Norelco razor's patented lift and cut system lifts the hair, so when it's cut, it can actually drop below skin level without the blades even touching your face. And once you've shaved that incredibly close with exceptional comfort, you know you'll always be comfortable shaving with a Norelco. Norelco, we make close comfortable.
Everybody agrees Danny DeVito has never been funnier. Deliciously nasty.
We haven't talked about what I want to talk about.
What's that?
You and me sweating between satin sheets.
Devilishly funny.
Oh.
DeVito is brilliant.
Is that so?
A 10. One of the year's best films.
I've been trying to show you for weeks.
Danny DeVito.
I'm doing my job.
Other People's Money. Rated R. Starts Friday, October 18th at a theater near you.
Three River Stadium, Pittsburgh. Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, and Dan Dierdorf, where the Giants are on top 13-0. The Steelers have the ball at their own 19-yard line, 1st and 10.
And President Dan Rooney tells us the largest demand for tickets he has faced here, even though they sell out every game, in over 10 years.
Brister from the shotgun throws. That's Malarkey, the tight end. He is wrestled down by Perry Williams up at the 26-yard line.
And yet here go the Steelers into a hurry-up. Now, how do you figure this? They let that time expires. They lose about 40 seconds, and now they go into a hurry-up.
Might be one of your more careful hurry-ups also.
Yep, 2nd down and 3. It's a quasi hurry up. Here's Lewis Lips out of bounds at the 31. 47 ticks remaining in the half.
Lips was questionable all week with that pulled muscle. Missed all of last week against Indianapolis. Been troubled for a long time with it. And of course, he is their key man. Over 50 receptions in each of the last 3 years. And he has been only a minor part of the offense for the past few weeks.
Lips is coming out on 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line.
And they don't have him in there, too. They have trouble on the outside. A lot of youth.
Well, they have Dwight Stone at the bottom. Chris Callaway at the top. And on 1st down, Brister's going to unload for Stone, but that one is thrown out of bounds. Stone was the man who was on the other end of the long bomb before. Collins and Jackson covering.
And Jackson doing exactly what a safety is supposed to do. Get over there and help out your corner on that deep pattern. And he put the receiver in such a spot that there was absolutely no way for Brister to get the ball in there without getting it picked off. A very, very good performance so far by the New York Giants.
Jackson didn't play last week, and he's out there now, and the Giants in their prevent defense.
2nd down and 10. And underneath, miscommunication there. Hodge was turning as the pass was thrown, and it's incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10.
Bubby Brister's protection just collapsed. He had to deliver that ball or take the sack.
Marshall and Pepper Johnson were moving in on him.
Well, Hodge turned to the sideline, and Brister, needless to say, expected him to either button hook and stop right where he was or turn to the inside, and the ball hits him on the heel. It has been that type of a half.
3rd and 10. Here's a flag thrown.
I think this is a non-play. Some sort of a false start, probably.
Before the snap, false start, number 62 of the offense. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Tunch Ilkin.
Their veteran right tackle. Been here for a dozen years. He's the right tackle. We'll take a look at it. He's 2nd from the bottom, and yep, only about a 1.5 seconds before the snap. Tunch.
Born in Turkey. In fact, his mother was a former Miss Turkey.
What was the name of that dog on Saturday Night Live that they used to let drive the car? What was
Tunsis? 3rd and 15. Incomplete, intended for Lewis Lips, and all of this means nothing.
I knew it rang a bell.
Yes, it did. No relation to Tunch Ilkin.
Tunch also a Pro Bowler. I remember when he came up 12 years ago, and they joked a lot about him, but he was a Pro Bowler a couple of years ago, and going up for the football and hit by Myron Guyton is Lewis Lips.
Yeah, you got to come down and demonstrate that you have possession of the football. Lips did not. Oh, and another bad snap.
But a great pickup by Straczynski. And another good Steeler bounce. And it's dead at the 25-yard line with 14 seconds.
Dan talked about the artificial surface will often help a kicker, a punter. It'll take a true bounce for you, and this one kind of dribbled along the line 3 or 4 times. And fielded well.
Good concentration by Straczynski.
And then he gets the artificial bounce.
Almost like a shortstop, stayed down on the ball and stayed with it, and then had plenty of time. That was kind of a lackluster rush by the Giants, who were set up in a return. If they'd have been in an all-out blocking attempt, I think they might have gotten that.
If Jay Bell needs a backup on Wednesday night, this guy's available. Giants will do a kneel down here to run the clock out, and that's going to take care of the first half.
Had an interesting conversation with Lawrence Taylor this past week. Stick around. I think you're going to enjoy that.
And Tunsis will drive his Steelers into the locker room. Try to regroup.
We'll be back, we think, with halftime activities after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC station.
I'm Merrill Hodge of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And today, Pittsburgh and our nation are celebrating. A salute to our armed forces for winning a war and in winning something much more. Today we march side by side in celebrations, not only to our victory in war, but in the courage, caring, and commitment that shows we're a nation that cares. It began on January 15th, 1991. Hundreds of thousands of U.S. servicemen and women were fighting a war in the Persian Gulf. At that moment of crisis, a second mobilization took place here at home. United Way established the Desert Storm Operations Center. While the USO and the American Red Cross provided services to our troops, other United Way agencies focused on providing services to military families across the nation. With your continued support, United Way assures that this voluntary network will respond quickly and effectively. We're only there because you give and you care. When people need help, we're there. The United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
Wednesday, it's radical subversive satire.
Television is responsible for the utter degradation of our society.
Don't say you haven't seen dinosaurs. Then hang out at the mall.
Sure beats working at a hardware store, huh, Kev? It's boring, it's hard work, and it's no fun, okay?
Whoever said a job is supposed to be fun?
The Wonder Years, Wednesday.
Hi, folks. I'm Dan Walters at Performance Toyota in Memphis. Hope you enjoyed tonight's game on Monday Night Football. But listen, I've got some exciting news to tell you about. Right now, we've just lowered prices again on all remaining 91 Toyotas, everything in our giant inventory to make room for the 92s. Listen, there has never been a better time to buy a new Camry, Corolla, or truck. So I hope your team wins tonight, and I hope we see you first thing tomorrow, Tuesday, right here at Performance Toyota. Mount Moriah at Mendenhall in Memphis. You come and see us.
A company can learn a lot in 125 years. Valvoline has. You learn in the lab, you learn on the road, you learn on the racetrack. As you learn, you make your product better. And better and better. Today's Valvoline will keep your engine cleaner than ever before. And cleaner means more protection against engine wear. 125 years of quality. That's why people who know use Valvoline.
For the Mid-South's finest in Toyota service, it's Airport Toyota, Mill Branch and I-240.
The Toyota Halftime Report. Brought to you by Toyota and the all-new, totally redesigned Camry. Toyota, I love what you do for me. Here now, Frank Gifford.
We're at halftime, Three Rivers Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. Amid all the changes with the Giants we've talked about tonight, there remains one key constant, LT, Lawrence Taylor. True, he may not be the incredible force he was a few years ago, but he is playing great thus far this year, almost as though he has a sense of his own football mortality. He has also taken on more of a visible leadership role this year, speaking out softly but strongly on many issues, football, personal, and social.
It's been very difficult for me and for my teammates to go into a season where we are defending champions, to have a good team and not play up to our expectations. I think it's up to myself and a lot of the other veterans, guys that have been here for a long time, the guys that have been through the wars, to help the team along, to get them back in the right frame of mind.
Hostetler was playing great football. You were outspoken, as a lot of people were, that you felt that Phil should have been the start at the beginning of the season. Is that behind this ball club now?
It's easy to second guess. It's easy for when Hoffy's not playing well or not doing some of the things you think he should be doing. You're saying, well, God, Phil should be in there. So we have to decide on a quarterback, and they have decided on Jeff Hostetler. And we're going to stick beside him and behind him until he proves he can't do it. And right now, he has not showed an indication that he cannot be a big-time quarterback in this league.
If you were to grade Ray Hanley, it's no secret you were Bill Parcells' maybe his most loved player. You must have some thoughts about it. I mean, the way he has taken over and the way he has directed the team.
Well, Ray's in a no-win situation right now, but you got to understand, I remember 1982, 83, something like that, another man took over this New York Giant team, went 3-12-1, and that guy turned that season, or turned the team around and went to 2 Super Bowls. So it can be done. Ray has a better team now. We'll be able to do it. It may not be this year. It may not be next year, but we will be back, and the guy that's going to guide us there will be Ray Hanley. It's said, and there's a stir, and then it's forgotten about. And that's the way it always has been. It's completely forgotten, and life goes on as usual. Nothing ever happens.
What do you tell your kids do you talk about racism?
They have to understand that, you know, you must be proud to be who you are. You can't be somebody else. You don't put on a facade. You don't try to act one way when you're not that one way. Be proud of being black, because that's your heritage. I still have a little football left in me. I can still play pretty good. I do believe that when it's time for me to go, I will make that decision. I won't have anybody making that decision for me. I will make it myself. And how long I expect to play, I haven't made my mind yet, but I'm going to either retire after this season or next season.
You're going to miss 76,000 people.
Will I miss 76,000 people? Well, they can all come over and visit sometime, but one at a time.
To celebrate the 21st century a little early. Introducing the all-new 1992 Toyota Camry. We just couldn't leave well enough alone.
The Tennessee Volunteers are Alabama bound for a high noon showdown with the Crimson Tide. Then regional coverage of key conference matchups follows. Number 3 Washington meets Pac-10 rival California. Illinois takes on Iowa. Colorado tackles Oklahoma. Or Texas A&M battles Baylor. It's an ABC college football doubleheader Saturday.
Spectacular night in Pittsburgh, where Three Rivers Stadium, the Giants lead the Steelers 13-0 at halftime. Frank Gifford along with Al Michaels, Dan Deerdorf. The Giants once again dominating, but one of the problems they've had when they get down close, they have to settle for the 3, and this has been troublesome for this team.
It is. There's no question about it. They only scored 1 touchdown with 2 field goals, but it's as one-sided a 13-0 game as you will ever see at the half. And the only time the Giants were able to get the ball into the end zone, it was Hostetler culminating a 75-yard drive with a pass to Howard Cross. And then Barr, as we said, was able to kick 2 field goals to make it 13-0 at the half. And here was the only touchdown of the first half. Hostetler wrapping up this drive, and this was Cross's first touchdown reception of the season and the second in his 3 years in the league. And of course, it's Cross now playing a vital role at tight end, the spot vacated by Mark Bavaro. Dan, Chuck Noll has seen it all in 23 years as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're down 13-0. You're limited offensively. What do you do in the second half?
Well, first of all, he has seen his teams play better and been down by more. I mean, that's what he told his team at halftime, I'm sure. We are still only 2 touchdowns down, and that is within striking distance. It sounds trite, but they better get one of them and get one of them in a hurry. The Steelers need a touchdown desperately.
We'll be back at Three Rivers Stadium. Second half action coming up in a moment.
Power windows are just one of the many useful features you get with the extra value option package on the 1992 Toyota 4Runner. So is air conditioning, power door locks, cruise control, power side mirrors, and special chrome trim. Of course, up to $900 savings is a pretty nice feature too. And just imagine what you can do with that.
halftime report has been brought to you by Toyota and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. We'll be back with the second half after this from our ABC stations.
Tuesday.
Was he Catholic?
It was a time of old prejudices.
I didn't ask. You can't date a divorced man. I am not dating him. I am meeting him. My mother wanted me to try to get me into bed, and all you want to do is get me into your union.
Which should be easier. And second thoughts.
Let's go to the movies sometime.
So movies all you had in mind? I'll go to the movies with you, so long as you understand that what happened last night will never happen again till after I'm married.
Homefront, Tuesday.
It's one of the most technologically advanced, most rigorously tested fluids on Earth, relentlessly measured for maximum protection against the friction, the wear and tear, the heat and stress of today's engines. It is today's Quaker State. In Europe, in Japan, in America, Quaker State quality has passed the most demanding tests automakers can throw at it. At Quaker State, we don't just say we're tough, we're tested tough. The big Q is one tough motor oil.
Pop your eyes wide open cause the news is giant. Famous Taco Bell, tacos down to 49 cents. Looks like it's sticking on, the deal is enormous. Famous Taco Bell, tacos down less than 2 quarters.
Taco tastes so huge, original or soft.
But at 49 cents will soon be gone, cause the deal this giant only lasts so long. Better run for the border when you hear that ball.
The Mid-South's only Toyota factory-authorized body shop, Airport Toyota, Mill Branch and I-240.
Good evening. This is News Brief. I'm Claudia Barr. Coming up on 13 Eyewitness News after the game, Memphis Mayor Dick Hackett says he will not contest the results of the mayoral race, showing Mayor-elect Willie Harrington won by more than 100 votes. The U.S. Senate decides tomorrow whether Judge Clarence Thomas will be named to sit on the Supreme Court. The vote follows days of intense hearings in which law professor Anita Hill alleged Thomas sexually harassed her when they worked together 10 years ago. 13 Eyewitness News wants to know what you think. You can call our telepoll and give your opinion. Do you think the Senate should confirm Clarence Thomas's nomination to the Supreme Court? To vote yes, call 1-900-720-6251. To vote no, call 1-900-720-6252. Once again, to vote yes, 1-900-720-6251. To vote no, call 1-900-720-6252. Each call costs 50 cents. The phone lines close at 10:30. We'll see you then.
ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. The New York Giants versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. And by Mercedes-Benz. Engineered like no other car in the world.
Back we come to Three River Stadium as we start the third quarter. And the Giants, who have dominated tonight, will be getting the football. Gary Anderson to kick off. Phil Simms on the left, who has not played at all this season, but has certainly been all class.
And has his chin strap buckled up. That's wishful thinking.
Anderson's kick is taken at the 3-yard line. And David Meggett runs it back out to the 19-yard line. From there will the Giants start their first second half possession. Well, next week we make our first visit of the year to Rich Stadium in Buffalo, where the Bills, with a mark of 6-1, will be hosting the Cincinnati Bengals, who are, shall we say, hungry?
I mean, truly
like starving.
I mean, really astounding that the Bengals at this stage of the season are winless. I don't know that there's a bigger story in the NFL right now. I think New Orleans and they're being undefeated and the great play of the Redskins, but boy, that ranks right up there.
First down at the 19-yard line. Hostetler throws and it's incomplete along the far side. That is Odessa Turner, unable to hang on to it. Well, the Giants have been dominant in recent times in time of possession, and they have been dominant tonight in that area and every other. First downs, you name it, except for passing, but of that 97, most of it was on the one play to Dwight Stone for the Steelers.
You know, you talked about the class of Phil Simms not causing any problems when he sat down for Hostetler. Well, Otis Anderson has done the same thing for Rodney Hampton. He didn't carry the ball at all last week. Number 27 you're looking at right now is the running back for the future and for now.
2nd and 10. Hampton picks up 5, takes it up to the 24-yard line. In fact, Ray Handley was telling us last night that Hampton is backed up by Tillman. And so if you had a depth chart, Otis Anderson goes from 1 to 3.
You know, I thought it was also very aware of the coach to also say, look, I may have an impact on what might happen to them later when it comes time for Hall of Fame voting, and both of them have to be considered. Otis Anderson over 10,000 yards, and Phil Simms at the Super Bowl championship, great numbers, Super Bowl 21.
3rd down and 5, 3rd and 4, let's call it, at the 25-yard line as Hostetler out of the gun. Is pressured, but then steps up, seeks the first down, and has it up at the 32-yard line.
And that's an athlete's awareness, too, of where he had to be. He could have sprung that out and might not have got the first down. And planted the left foot, broke it back in, got beyond the markers for the first. He has tremendous speed. During his first few years when he was frustrated not playing, he used to go down on punts. He's a fine athlete and very aware of where he is on the field.
That's the 3rd first down that Hostetler has rushed for tonight.
So disheartening for a defense when that quarterback scrambles out of there and does that. It's more than just a first down. It's a backbreaker.
Hampton. And that's just what you want to do on first down. Pick up 8 or 9 on the ground, but there is a flag down back at the 31-yard line, and you can tell by Hostetler's reaction it's going to go against White.
This is how a 2nd and 2 becomes a 1st and 20. Real quick.
Red Cashin, our referee tonight.
Holding during the run. Number 65 on the offense. 10 yards, still first down.
A real tough assignment for Bart Oates, who's charged with blocking a man who's in his gap to the side of the play. In other words, he's already spotted the guy a couple feet going towards the play. I think Gerald Williams, number 98, the nose tackle. See, look at Williams, 98, is already moving that direction, and Oates really got the hand right up underneath the face mask and around the throat, and gets called for the hold, but boy, that's putting him in a tough spot to start with.
From the 21 on 1st and 20 on a delay, this is Hampton, and he gets gang tackled up at the 25-yard line. So much of the Giants' success, of course, in recent times due to that offensive line and keeping those guys together and keeping them healthy. And Oates and Riesenberg and Roberts, when you look at those numbers, don't think of it this way. A season is 16 games. And so even a guy like William Roberts is, well, he has the equivalent of 2.5 years without missing a start.
And there's no other segment of the team where meshing and working together over an extended period of time is more important than in the offensive line.
2nd and 16. It was a blitz by Lake, but he was picked up when the pass is deflected and incomplete. Ryan Hinkle got a hand on it. And it will be 3rd and long.
And he took a quick shot earlier of George Young. He has been the one constant with these Giants going back to 1979. He drafted Phil Simms. He was there when they picked up Lawrence Taylor, but over the years, he has worked to build that offensive line. They build through the draft. They have 10 number 1s on their roster. They have 7 number 2s, 6 number 3s, and that was George Young.
Who looked like he wanted a bite of that guy's sandwich.
Many think he is as good as there is in this league as far as personnel is concerned.
3rd down and 16 from the 25-yard line. 12:01 to go in the 3rd. 13-0 Giants. Whoa. Swinging out to Megan. He has to get to the 41 for a first, and he's run out of bounds by Carnell Lake up at the 33.
Oh, Jeff Hostetler's upset. Greg Lloyd, again, just a masterful move to rush Hostetler. But after Hostetler threw the ball, he gave him a kiss, boy. He planted him firmly on his backside. Greg Lloyd just playing a tremendous football game.
And even after that, Hostetler, even after he went down, he went up to Lloyd.
That's roughing the quarterback, Frank.
He went up to Lloyd and said something.
Yeah, well, he should have. I mean, he took 2 or 3 steps and put a helmet right on Hostetler after he had thrown the ball. That should have drawn the flag as well.
Here's Landeta to punt. Line drive, and Woodson at the 30-yard line takes it back to the 40-yard line.
But the Giants complaining.
You know,
Renee Thompson going wild that he signaled a fair catch.
Renee thought he did.
He didn't put his hand up, but he sure gave the type of signal that would indicate to the covering team.
Oh, they've got him.
That he is going to call for a fair catch.
Well, he certainly confused the Giants. Thompson is just beside himself. The Steeler offense certainly acting like it. All right, here's Woodson approaching the ball.
Oh, it's very close. I mean, he indicated,
Well,
get it way up there.
26, signal a fair catch and ran 5 yards, first down at 10.
You can't even simulate it. Once you do that, you are going to draw a flag.
Although they tell you you should put your hand way above your shoulder and wave it back and forth, but that certainly looked like Rod Woodson was attempting to display the fair catch signal.
It was born out of 100 years of experience, shaped by an engineering vision that saw everything except limits. The new Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the car of a lifetime for the people who have created it and for the people who will drive it.
I have Denerex on this side. As soon as I put Denerex on my hair, I felt like the itch was going away.
What does the Denerex tingle tell you?
The tingle feels like it's taken away the dandruff.
Denerex shampoo and conditioner has strong medicine to fight dandruff and its itch, plus conditioners to leave hair healthy looking and manageable.
The Denerex tingle tells me it works, and I see that it works. I have no dandruff, and I have no itch.
Denerex with conditioners, the dandruff shampoo you can feel working.
It's not my birthday. It's not Mother's Day. Why do I deserve this?
It was free, Mom.
Now come to Burger King and get a frosted Coca-Cola glass free. All you have to do is buy a great-tasting BK broiler combo or any large sandwich combo.
If we come back for dinner, I'll have a set of 12.
Those are from my Aunt Rose.
I know.
So hurry to Burger King and get a collectible Coca-Cola glass free before we run out.
Tennessee sends its volunteer army into Alabama for an SEC showdown with the Crimson Tide Saturday on ABC's College Football.
Shall we say don't invite him?
Oh, Jeff Hostetler has been defending himself tonight. He was confrontation with Gerald Williams, and after that last play with Greg Lloyd. We'll show it to you after this play.
First down Pittsburgh, the 25, and Brister gets dumped. The ball comes loose. A flag is down. The play is...
Yeah. Every time I promise somebody we'll show it to him. I think we better look at this first.
It's against Pittsburgh for holding.
Yeah, you had Marshall and Taylor and the entire front of the Giants defense all over Brister. No chance to get rid of the ball.
That was a case of the pocket being sewn shut.
Hasselrick was the guy who picked it up.
Options being given to Taylor following the sack.
Holding, left tackle on the offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
Well, the left tackle is John Jackson. At the bottom of the screen, there's Lawrence Taylor standing up. All right, he takes an inside move. Jackson grabs him, pulls his jersey, but still, Freeman is there, Marshall is there. That is that's an onslaught, and the ball comes out. This has been a very unproductive day for the Steeler offense. They're trying
to review by the replay official. The play stands. Second down.
I think what they were reviewing is whether the play was dead or not before the fumble, and the only difference that makes is where it would be spotted right now. Hasselrick picked it up and went out of bounds with it at the 15-yard line.
After this play, We'll show you Greg Lloyd and Jeff Hostetler.
2nd and 20. Here is Merrill Hodge picking up 7 to make it 3rd down and 13.
All right, now watch this. Here's Lloyd right here. Here's Jumbo Elliott right here. Watch the great inside move by Lloyd. Lloyd only weighs 223 pounds. Gets inside, but Hostetler throws the ball, and Lloyd takes 3 steps and levels Hostetler. And I don't know what Red Caston, the referee, is looking at. That's his responsibility to call that, and that is blatant roughing the quarterback. And Jeff Hostetler got up to complain about it.
3rd and 13 at the 22-yard line. 10:25 left, 3rd quarter. 13-0 Giants. Brister dumped by Pepper Johnson at the 14-yard line. Another sack. So 2 sacks on the series. 1 by Marshall, 1 by Johnson, and the Steelers can't get out of their own way.
Pepper Johnson coming all the way from the outside left side, threading through the blocks, and Brister is buried again.
Dave Meggett sets up at his own 45-yard line to receive the kick. Greg Lloyd to snap it again. This will be an adventure. Dan Straczynski, the punter. Good snap this time. And a fair kick and a fair catch at the 48-yard line made by Meggett.
Giants went for the block there. They have been watching those bad snaps. They thought they could get it, and they almost did.
35-yard punt. Another look at the sack by Brister. Giants have the ball in Pittsburgh territory. 9:45 left in the 3rd.
Introducing the Bud Light Jaguar Racing Team. Catch it this season.
Let's go. All revved up and ready to go.
How do we get the truck back?
Throw it in reverse.
Let's go.
You have built a rewarding life on understanding the difference between excellence and next best, because you have learned the value of the difference. Now, Mercedes-Benz has built the car for you. The new S-Class, the car of a lifetime, for the people who created it, for the people who will drive it.
Education, it affects all of us.
You need an education to get through life, period.
So many kids get lost.
Right now, IBM is working with school systems across America. We're donating equipment, volunteering time to tutor students, and creating new ways for computers to help teachers teach and better prepare young people for the world they're about to inherit.
I'm not without hope.
The Bengals and the Bills get it on under the lights. It's a shuffle on to Buffalo Monday night.
Clearly, the Pittsburgh Pirate charter has arrived back safely. Barry Bonds, who this afternoon, along with his Pittsburgh mates, beat Atlanta 1-0, leading in the National League Championship Series 3-2, and getting ready for Game 6 here on Wednesday night. So Bonds is back in the stadium. He got a big hand when he walked in. As the Giants with the flea flicker, Hostetler incomplete as the Steelers didn't bite.
And Hostetler is
was
hurt.
Ingram, and Hostetler, who's been taking shots all night long, got hit that time by Evans.
He got trampled by Evans.
Just trying to catch his win. He got hit right where you think you're going to die. Wish you could, but you can't.
And you saw Phil Simms. Well,
he was ready, wasn't he? He started getting ready last night.
He can afford to smile because Hostetler gets back up and appears to be okay.
Good defense on the part of the Steelers. The flea flicker having no effect on them. Right in the stomach, out goes the air. And like I said, if you've never experienced that, you have no way to explain it.
And you're also lucky.
Here's Lewis Tillman on 2nd and 10, getting a yard, and that's all.
You have to compliment the Giants on how well they have played tonight. I mean, they are playing good, sound football, and offensively they're doing nothing spectacular, but they're doing more than enough to win. Offensively for the Steelers, they have just been pathetic. Defensively for the Steelers, I'm really admiring the way they are playing. They are hitting, they are hustling. You know, they must be sensing themselves that I wonder if we played all night, if we would score any points. But yet they're still playing hard. And there's a look at Neil O'Donnell, the backup quarterback, who looking to me like a guy who might be coming into the game.
He was warming up when we went to commercial before. 3rd down and 9. And this pass is caught at the 32 by Odessa Turner, who was released by the Giants. No interest shown in him in plan B. And in fact, everybody around the Giants will tell you, had Parcells remained, there's no way Turner would have come back. Then it was Hanley's choice to bring Odessa back and give him another shot.
Great athlete, a lot of knee problems over the past couple of years. Good speed, and Rod Woodson, the Pro Bowl cornerback, recognizing that speed, was caught on the back foot, and Odessa Turner broke it to the inside. And a fine pass by Hostetler.
Yeah, that's, even for a guy like Woodson, Frank, that's pretty tough to break up when it's thrown that well and a guy comes back for it.
1st and 10 at the 31 for the Giants. Hampton back in the game. Next to no gain. Stopped by David Johnson. 2nd and 9. James Maloney is at the controls tonight. The Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron, based in Akron, Ohio, which is not that far from Pittsburgh, hovering high above the Steel City, the Golden Triangle, Three River Stadium.
Beautiful city, too. You watch it being rebuilt over the past couple of decades. Smiling me, Dan. I've been coming here for a few decades.
This is my neck of the woods.
Played the Steelers in 3 different stadiums here.
2nd and 9, and again Lloyd gets the Hostetler. The pass is tipped and incomplete. Intended for Odessa Turner.
Well, if you know anything about defensive football and how to play linebacker, and you didn't know much about Greg Lloyd before this game, at the very least, leave tonight's telecast with a great deal of respect for the way this guy's playing.
Those numbers underweight, 223, and he is working principally tonight against a 300-pound John Elliott, and he is just out-quicking him.
That time he jumped around William Roberts, I believe, and got in on the play, but this guy is, that's something Hostetler is having difficulty doing tonight.
3rd and 9 at the 31, 7:23 left in the 3rd as Mega takes the handoff, picks up the 1st down and a lot more, and goes all the way for a touchdown. Now off a great block by Odessa Turner, 30 yards.
Odessa Turner, Al and Frank, effectively took 2 people out of the play. He screened off one guy, saw that he wasn't making a concerted effort for the play, and then peeled off and got somebody else. I mean, that's just alert championship football by Odessa Turner.
You know, and I think some of the critics will probably say, hey, this is conservative football. They would have been really critical of this play if it had not gone for the big gainer that it did, because it is a conservative call, but you know you're going to get yardage enough for the field goal, and Meggett breaks it all the way.
Barr for the point after. This has the look of a review for some reason. I'm not quite sure. What it actually does is has the look of resetting the play clock. So that's why we had the momentary delay, and here's Barr at a Hostetler's hold. So the Giants keep the drive going with a 3rd down conversion early in the drive, and then score a touchdown on a 3rd and 9. Dave Meggett takes it in. Gents 20. Steelers zip.
It was born out of 100 years of experience, shaped by an engineering vision that saw everything except limits. The new Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the car of a lifetime for the people who have created it and for the people who will drive it.
We built this business.
They came in with their big pumps and stopped the flooding. Saved my business. All I've worked for.
Built this business.
Their people really cared. It meant a lot to us.
They lent me the money. Without it, Debbie couldn't have started college.
We built this business to build your dreams.
New Britain, Connecticut is 119 miles from New York City. It only seems farther than that. People here live in the same houses their parents lived in, worship in churches where their grandparents worshiped, and work for the company their great-grandfathers built, the Stanley Works. So it's not surprising Stanley tools are made to last. It would only be surprising if they weren't.
In 6 days,
Good, good.
Dynasty rises again.
You're the most exciting man I've ever had.
Dynasty, the reunion Sunday.
Dave Meggett capping that last drive with a 30-yard touchdown run. We have 7:13 remaining in the third quarter in Pittsburgh. The Giants are on top 20-0. Barr kicks off. Rod Woodson from the 9. Fumble. Recovers it himself at the 27-yard line.
You know, a lot of facets go into a successful play and a touchdown play. I want you to take a look at what Odessa Turner did on the last one by Meggett. Here is Turner here, fronted up on Delton Hall. He's going to see Hall's not going to make the play. He's going to come back over here and pick off Larry Griffin. Now watch this. And then Hall is totally mesmerized and allows Meggett to just streak right past him. But Odessa Turner took 2 Pittsburgh Steelers out of the play and sprung Meggett for the end zone.
Here is Neil O'Donnell in for Pittsburgh, the new quarterback at the 28-yard line as they try to get something going, and Merrill Hodge takes the handoff, picks up 5. He is out of Maryland, is O'Donnell, at 6'3", 221. And the Giants know all about him because his hometown is Madison, New Jersey, which is the site of the Giants training camp.
And I talked to George Young and Tim Rooney, their player personnel director, this past week, and they said they had looked at him and considered him very seriously for the draft, and they like him a lot. He's big and he's strong, and he had a great preseason.
Here's Hodge again on 2nd and 5, and he breaks one for a first down. Wrestled down by Myron Guyton at the 47-yard line. So at least for the moment, O'Donnell has come in and given the fans something to cheer about, even though he hasn't thrown the ball. The 2 handoffs to Hodge resulting in a first down.
I know it's been a tempestuous relationship here in Pittsburgh between Bubby Brister and the fans, and this is not the first time he's been booed. But, you know, keep in mind, this guy tore a ligament in his knee last week, partially practiced all week long, is out here with a heavily bandaged right leg and wearing a major brace on his knee, and gets roundly booed all night. I can sympathize with Brister and how he gets upset with the fans of Pittsburgh sometimes. You know, it's not fair. But then again, nobody ever said it was going to be.
Merrill Hodge just took that one for another first down. Well, you're right, Dan. I mean, he not only tears the ligament, but I said to him last night, I said, did you ever think at any point last week you wouldn't play? He said, nope.
No. I'm sure Bubby Brister right now is saying to himself, well, maybe I'd have been better served if I wouldn't have even tried.
I doubt that, don't you, Dan? I mean,
he'll never do that.
He's got an attitude about this game. He's going to get out there if he has to drag it out there.
Yeah, but nobody likes getting ripped, Frank, when they run off the field. I'd be mad.
That's Green in motion, and here's Barry Foster on a delay inside the 30, the 20, and out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Perry Williams with the tackle. And the Steelers, who have been dormant on the ground all night, doing it all on the ground on this drive.
I think defensively for the Giants, if you have got the lead that they have, 20-0, you've got to think that Chuck Noll is going to put it up in the air. He came out with a new quarterback, kept it on the ground. Little draw play there, goes to Barry Foster. And Barry Foster is really quick. Sprints down the sideline, so the Steelers doing what the Giants did not expect them to do, and that is run the football.
And you're right, Frank. You can see every one of the Giants' defensive linemen blowing upfield after the quarterback.
They thought it was play action.
And Lawrence Taylor as well, who got suckered on the play. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Here's Foster again. He takes it to the 7. It'll be 2nd and goal. 4:30 to go. Third quarter. The Giants on top